Yeah, YouTube, welcome back or welcome if you are new here. And today we are going to react to, I believe it's a body cam, and it is titled When Suspects Try to Kill the Detective. I don't know what the fuck to expect, but grab your snack, grab your drinks, and let's go ahead and let's fucking watch, chat.
You got a family at home? Yep. And the kids? Pretty old?
This is the moment 19-year-old Hollis Daniels chose to
19?
take an officer's life. He somehow managed to sneak a gun into the interview, a decision that would set off a chain of events far more devastating than anyone could have ever imagined. But suspects trying the unthinkable to avoid prison is far more common than you'd hope. Like when this guy went for an officer's gun in the interrogation room. Or when this guy smuggled in a fully loaded pistol right before the eyes of clueless officers.
How?
But first, let's take a look at Chad Breinholt, who's about to learn the hard way why you shouldn't grab a police officer's service weapon.
Okay, fuck, he's got my gun! He's got my gun!
Chad was taken into custody after showing up at his girlfriend's workplace severely intoxicated. But he wasn't here to cooperate. In fact, he's here to make the officer's life a lot more difficult. As he sits in the interrogation room, he grows restless and starts eyeing the holster on an officer's waist when he gets an idea that would turn his otherwise minor charge into a death sentence.
No, we're not letting you go.
For what?
We told you it'll still be a few minutes before you can go anywhere.
For what?
Before we go to jail. Tell you what, give me your shoe.
No.
Yeah.
Not giving you my shoe. Give me my shoe.
I got it. Okay, fuck, he's got my gun! He's got my gun! You're best die, my friend! Let go! Let go! Don't grab the gun!
Charlie 421, shots fired.
Shots fired, shots fired.
You good? You good? We need medical. Yeah.
Fuck.
Bringing a firearm into an interrogation room is never a good idea, which is why most police departments prohibit detectives from bringing firearms into interrogation rooms. But that didn't prevent this next guy from sneaking in his own gun and ending a life.
Nick, someone didn't search him.
This is 30-year-old Gary Rowland, a local criminal brought into the interrogation room to tell officers what he knows about narcotics and weapon trafficking. Or at least, that's what they think. What they don't realize is that Gary has smuggled a loaded pistol inside, and he's about to end one of their colleagues' lives. Earlier that day, a Callaway County father heard what sounded like a gunshot outside his home. When he stepped out to investigate, he found a car blocking his driveway with a fully loaded assault rifle visible in the back seat. Fearing for his family's safety, he quickly called the police. A police officer was immediately dispatched to the scene, and after running the car's identification number, he realized it belonged to Gary, someone the DEA had been chasing for months.
Damn.
Knowing Gary was likely in the neighborhood, officers narrowed their search, and with the help of CCTV and local witnesses, they quickly located him at a nearby apartment complex. He was moved into custody and arrested without any problems. Surprisingly, before he was transported to jail, he agreed to snitch on local drug dealers and firearms trafficking in exchange for a reduced sentence. So instead of being booked, officers took him straight to the police station for questioning, a decision that would soon prove fatal.
They should have booked them. But then again, that's life. You don't know the fucking outcome. That's crazy, bro. R.I.P.
Yeah, I feel like we had a cigarette and we got talking to my girl for 1 second. I'll tell y'all whatever you want.
I don't know about your girl, but I can definitely help you with getting something to drink. I don't smoke, but I keep around the cigarette.
During interrogations, when a suspect is willing to cooperate, detectives often try to make them feel comfortable and unthreatened, sometimes even letting them lead the conversation. So naturally, Gary is allowed a smoke break. But this would prove to be a huge mistake. When they returned to the room, Surveillance footage shows him pulling his right pant leg just below the knee, making it easier to access his concealed weapon. He then asks the detectives for one last favor, after which he promises to tell them everything. Unfortunately for them, the favor would cost one of the deputies their life.
Right now, I guarantee you, I call Lexington, they probably got that information. He's no stranger.
I'm gonna cigarette.
When they talk to that, then too, man, I don't mind helping you out, but you can't do this all day.
Okay. Bring the team, bring two cigarettes in one hand and one in the other. I got that one from before you left. That's the only one. That's the last one I got you.
You smoking too much?
Yeah.
At this point, officers believe they're on the verge of obtaining crucial information, so they grant him another smoke break. They follow him outside, but this time, only one of them will come back alive. Standing in front of the building, Gary waits for the perfect moment to strike, and as soon as the coast is clear, he wastes no time drawing his gun.
Wait, who's who? So those two are the cops. Oh, that's him.
I'm not sure where it's still going to be. That's all out. We got one officer down and one purpose down. Nick,
He's alive?
Someone didn't search him.
I hope it hurts.
It was in his waistband.
I hope it fucking hurts. Hell yeah.
No, go over there to Jody.
Stay alive,
Go to Jody. Go to Jody first. Go to Jody first. You need to go be with Bowman because Jody's not doing a good man. Somebody needs to be with Bowman. Yep. Yeah, go sit somewhere else, Brian. He's done for us.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't search him enough. He had a gun on his waistband.
Yeah.
44-year-old detective Jody Cash was transported to the hospital in critical condition, but tragically, he succumbed to his injuries shortly after. As for Gary Rowland, he was shot 12 times immediately after the incident and died on the spot. When officers inspected his gun, they discovered it had jammed, a lucky malfunction that prevented more lives from being lost. This is exactly why suspects must be searched thoroughly before any interrogation. But sometimes, officers come dangerously close to being killed with their own weapon.
Please don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me! Oh yeah, I
On
think I saw
January
this one.
24th, 2020, not every suspect is successful in grabbing a police officer's gun so effortlessly, like in the case of 27-year-old Thomas Robinson. Thomas was brought in for questioning after shooting a 17-year-old in broad daylight.
Oh my
He was
God.
charged with murder, and if convicted, could spend the rest of his life in prison. But Thomas wasn't about to go down easily. As the officer moves in to handcuff him, Thomas glances at his waist and attempts what can only be described as the most reckless escape plan imaginable.
Oh god.
Piece of shit. God damn it. Motherfucker. Yeah, I'm good. You couldn't get it.
The suspect tried to grab the officer's gun, but the safety features built into the holster kept him from pulling it out.
That's
Just
good.
like that, Thomas's grand escape plan failed. But the story's different for 19-year-old Hollis Daniels, who actually managed to do what previous suspects couldn't.
You have a family at home? Yeah. How many kids? Pretty old?
Damn.
On October 8th, 2017, Hollis got into an argument with his friend after allegedly stealing his gun. At one point, he even threatened to shoot him with
Right,
it.
this
When
though.
Hollis left the house that evening, his friend Leo called police and reported what had happened. Hollis was quickly located and pulled over on his way back to his dorm.
Okay, what's going on tonight, man?
Just keeping it easy. How's it going?
Huh? Where were you coming from?
My buddy's house.
We got a call about you causing a disturbance.
A disturbance?
Yeah, over at your friend's house.
Oh, no.
Where's your friend live at?
28th or 29th or something.
Okay, what's your friend's name?
Leo?
Leo?
Yeah.
Okay, why is Leo calling us, telling us you're messing with him?
I have no idea.
Okay. You have any guns or any weapons in the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Any drugs or anything like that? Step out here and talk to me, man, okay?
Okay.
After stepping out, Hollis
shit.
admitted he argued with his friends and even claimed he was thrown to the floor at one point. But he insisted he hadn't stolen anything from them, especially not a gun. When officers asked to search his car, he refused, leaving them with no choice but to let him go, despite having probable cause. The very next evening, a call came in from a student claiming that they had heard a gunshot and saw another student holding a gun.
Oh,
Officer
no.
Floyd East Jr. rushed to the scene with his partner to conduct a welfare check.
Texas Tech Police Department. If you don't open up, we're keying in.
As they went inside, they didn't find Hollis, but they met his roommate, whom they were able to question about Hollis's whereabouts.
What's your name?
Andy.
Andy? Is that who we're looking for?
No, we're looking for Hollis.
I just woke up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. What do you know about your partner that lives in this room down here?
Hollis Daniels?
Hollis? I don't know a whole lot about him. Really. I don't know. I haven't really hung out with these guys a whole lot.
Okay.
Did you hear it or see anything kind of weird last night in the middle of the night?
Last night?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, I got in kind of late last night because I went home for the weekend.
The officers searched Hollis's room and found a small amount of marijuana along with a large stash of Xanax hidden in a bottle labeled for antibiotics. Friends
That's
later
crazy.
said Hollis had developed an addiction to Xanax.
Oh,
He was
shit.
obtaining illegally while also using marijuana to cope with anxiety. While the officers were searching through his room, Hollis finally showed up and was very surprised to see cops there.
Hang on, what's your name, bud?
Come here, buddy. What's up? What's your name? Andreas. No, it's not. Come on. Come on. No, what's going on? Come on.
We've already talked to your other 3 roommates. We know what they look like.
Yeah.
That was a good try, though.
Absolutely.
Do you have any weapons or anything on you? Interlace your fingers on top of your head.
What is this called?
Keep your hands right there, okay? I'll explain it to you as soon as I get done. Spread your feet out a little for me.
This was the first of 2 searches that would be done on Hollis, and it was really important for the case. He
And they
stayed
missed
in
the
police
gun?
custody from this point on, so there was no way he could have grabbed anything without the cops seeing it. That meant he already had a fully loaded .45 caliber pistol tucked in his waistband during the search. Somehow, the officers missed it, not once, but twice. That same gun would be used against one of them just a few hours later.
We had an order of marijuana coming from this room. I had an order of marijuana coming from this room.
625 time.
Knocked on the door, someone locked it, so we left. Then we also got a report of a gunshot.
343, that subject that we flagged the
That's what we got
ID for
reported.
came by
So
the
we came
room
in
while we
here,
were
make sure
processing
everyone's
it.
okay.
635, speaking with you now.
Yeah.
So what happened last night?
There was no gunshot. In here?
That's what we're told.
By who?
Somebody that heard it.
So yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, I wasn't even here last night. I was over at my buddy, 28th Street. In fact, I got pulled over last night on the way back from 28th Street.
What time was that?
1 or 2.
It wasn't clear whether he was the one who fired the shot in the dorm, but the officers had enough evidence to arrest him on a drug charge. He was arrested and taken back to the station. At around 7:15 p.m., Hollis and Officer Floyd went into a room to go through some paperwork. By this time, the officers had removed his handcuffs because he had been really cooperative up until then. They didn't see him as a threat anymore. But this turned out to be the last in a series of bad decisions the officers made. One that would end up being deadly for Officer Floyd. Just before pulling out his gun, Hollis asked Officer Floyd 3 questions.
You have a family at home? Yeah. How many kids? Pretty old?
At that moment, Hollis pulled out the pistol and shot Officer Floyd in the head, killing him instantly. The gunshot alerted the entire department, but by the time they got to the room, Floyd was already dead and Hollis was gone. Since he was the only suspect inside the station at the time, it didn't take long before the officers showed up at his college and placed the whole campus on lockdown and began a manhunt for Hollis.
Got an officer down, he's shot in our briefing room. We don't know where the suspect went. He's about a 19-year-old white male, skinny,
What's he wearing?
blue jeans, believe a light colored t-shirt,
He had mud on his jeans from the knees down.
Blue jeans and a white t-shirt?
Yeah, and he's got facial hair.
After about 90 minutes of searching, the officers finally found him and immediately arrested him. However, when officers questioned him about what happened, he said he didn't really have a reason and that he killed Floyd in the heat of the moment.
Damn. Just took his fucking life as if he was. What was the point of asking him those questions?
He knew he would get caught if he murdered someone, but he did it anyway. Before pulling the trigger, he even asked Officer Floyd if he had a family and kids. This suggests he might have had some psychopathic traits. It seemed like he wanted to know exactly how much pain he was about to cause and how many people would be hurt by it. But the weight of his actions still hadn't sunk in, as he still believes he'll somehow walk free again one day.
25 left. Plus more because of other stuff. I mean, look, that would be the responsible thing to do, is to give me jail time, and then maybe I can go for parole. But that's just going to change, not your problem, it's just going to change how I have to go about what I'm going to do.
He was charged with capital murder and faced the death penalty. In the end, though, the jury decided not to give him the death penalty and instead sentence him to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
No, but Chad, that was fucking crazy. It just shows how fucking fast, like, something can happen. Like, you could be alive right now, and then somebody could just take your life just like that. And it's just so sad. Because, like, you didn't think that fucking officer was going to know that he was going to die that day. That he didn't know that after those 3 fucking questions, he was going to fucking die. It just ties in with, like, taking care of your mental health and taking care of yourself, because literally life could be so short. Death can happen by any way. Like, it's not only natural, but it could be from someone, something accidental, on purpose, planned, malicious, not like, you know what I mean. Listen, my life ain't that good right now, but I'm glad I'm living it, you know. Hey Chad, I'm about to wrap this up, and if you like it, drop a like, drop a comment, sub if you wanna, and I'll see y'all asses in the next one.